credit card because as it stands right now, no credit is good credit. You understand me? And if you choose to hook up with a female, be strategic about the female that you hooking up with too, my brother. I'm sorry, I know the beautiful ladies, you ain't had no coochie, but if you ain't had no coochie in this long, wait a little bit more longer and stick to discipline, stick to motivation, stick to guidance of what you're supposed to be doing, and pick out the right business partner as your girlfriend or whatever female that you choose to deal with. And if you can be dolo, be dolo. But my point being is get to business first. Even if you affiliate with the game, okay, you affiliate with the game, but over here, you are pulling yourself out of the game by pursuing financial freedom. And all of it starts with the proper credentials. Your license, get your credit card, get a little job on the side, begin to, about a year after you're home versus you being home for a whole year, you ain't even stacked up $10,000 from the game. You have your credit established. You have some credentials established where now, even though you affiliate with the game, you're making these legitimate moves over here on the side where your credit score is 660 or more. Your credit score matters the older that you get. It matters at 18.
Your credit score is the best score. That number is the best thing, right?
Now the credit score is a part of systemic racism.
For sure.
Because of credit, but it is what it is because you ain't going nowhere else to live, and we're in America. And for real, all you got to do is follow step 1, step 2, and step 3.
And your credit score ain't to go buy the Gucci bag either. Your credit score is to go get you a nice little multi-family property. You feel me? It's how you redirect your money. So I was telling them earlier, how can America tell you the dream that you're supposed to live? So America tells you get you your big house, you work your job for 30 years, you do this.
It's a capitalist country.
Yes, for sure. But there's also opportunities here, right? But you don't
free.
The land of the free, for sure.
Opportunity is in capitalism, though.
For sure. So the whole thing about it is, if you want to go get that house, man, don't get that first single family home, man. You feel me? I'm learning this stuff. Get you a multi-family property off top. So this is all stuff that you've already probably heard before, but we just recycle it. You know what I'm saying? As far as game is being said, man, you feel me? There's another thing that I've been hearing a lot of that I never heard of like 20 years ago. Generational wealth. I ain't never heard a whole lot of black people talking about that. But that's
because we won't be having it.
But it's a new narrative.
He living
it's the motive. It's the motive. So when you say you didn't hear about us talking about generational wealth, it's because we didn't have it because we never got our fucking 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us to talk about generational wealth when we come from generational poverty.
But it's a conversation now.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that
financial freedom. You feel me? That's another conversation that's being spread.
It's the uncomfort zone.
Yes, it's the uncomfort zone.
We gotta keep grabbing that uncomfort zone.
So I speak on the red pill, blue pill, and going and tying into the businesses and stuff like that, right? And the kids. So I can speak on a whole lot of levels because I have like 75 kids in my daycare right now. Beautiful. And 75 kids that people say, oh, they're bad kids because it's in Price Hill, man. Shout out to Little Dreamers, man. 3410 Warsaw Avenue, man. Cincinnati, Ohio. If you really want quality early childhood education, man, send them to us, man, because we are people that care. You know what I'm saying? But I got my little homeboy, man. I don't go into the daycare and talk to the kids like, hey, little boy. I say, what's up, my brother? This is a little 4-year-old kid. Yeah, because these are humans. You feel me? Yes. These are humans. I go talk to the little girls, man. I got this one little girl, man, Moody, man. Moody be really moody towards me. One day, the little girl want to come give Papa a Papa. They want to come give Papa. She want to give Papa a hug. The other day, she say, don't talk to me. I be like, whoa. No, she don't want to talk to me. You feel me? I be like, dang. And I be like, dang, what's up? You feel me? Because I say, how you doing, Miss Lady? You feel me? We got to start treating these kids like they people, man. You feel me? And yeah, they have issues, man. Like my little brother Donnie, man. That's my little guy, man. They say Donnie bad, man. I love that little kid. And that ain't even my kid, man. They ain't even my kid, but that's my brother, man. Donnie come to me, give me hugs. You feel me? All these kids want to be his love, man.
It's like saying a child is bad. It's like a baby is bad. It's like saying a little white kid, or it could be a black kid, is racist at the beginning. Whatever the child, whatever reason you're saying the child is bad, it's because you all have instilled this somehow, some way. You all didn't create borders. You all didn't create borders. A child doesn't just wake up and be racist. It's taught racism. It's taught to be a prejudice against a certain type of people or a certain type of lifestyle.
Them bloodlines is something else, homie.
So you're speaking about genetics, right? So if my uncle and my uncle's daddy, they was killers, that means I'm gonna be a killer and I'm gonna be bad too.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so when you say bloodline, what exactly do you mean?
Well, my son, I remember my oldest son, he was 4 years old in daycare. He pulled a fire alarm. And his mom was just talking about that.
That's mischievous.
Now, my other 13-year-old, he picked up the humble part of me, just like his humble part of his mom. But is it in him? Yes, it's in him. Now, I picked him up from school last time I was in town in Georgia, and I was listening to the radio. It was a good song. Turn it up. Oh no, Dad, can I put my song in? First time. He 13. He breaking out. He put his music in. I don't know none of that, but I'm acting like I'm like, okay. And he bumping to it. Like, you know what this is? No, tell me about it. He break it down telling me about it. First time ever seeing this come out of him. On the phone with his mom today. Was I telling y'all about how it's a little girl, the mom, his mom was outside waiting on him. And a little girl, she's like, she beautiful. That's a beautiful little girl. So as we was talking, he get in the car and we talking. And she was like, well, Jeremiah, you know, it's just a cute little girl. Who? She's describing her. And he was like, oh, I'm in her class. I'm like, okay, it's time. She's like, no, it ain't. He don't need to be no girlfriend. I say, not a girlfriend, friends. He at that age, it's okay to be a friend now. We're going to get her a Snicker or a Kit Kat next time I'm in town.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be back in a couple of days. You want to get to know, like, get off the game. Because we talking now, we want to be in his business. Because in the world today, it's okay for boys to be boys. Like, they showing it on TVs. Girls to be with girls and this and that. Me personally, no disrespect to nobody, but I wasn't raised like that. So me and her having these conversations. Because she was like, she went in the room on him and he pressed pause. I say, that was your thing to be like, what you got? She got a little country accent. What you got going on here? You get what I'm saying? Get in his business. It's time to get in these kids' business. So they don't have to be racist. They don't have to be this or that. It's some things are instilled in them. And I'm not saying that you got to be a killer because Uncle was a killer. A bloodline is just a fucking bloodline.
Now, 16 different personalities. It's 16 different personalities. No, it's called the Myers-Briggs test. Our world, not our country, our world is made up of 16 different personalities. I'm what's called an ENFJ personality type. You might be an ENTP personality type. I'm an ENFJ. Okay. I'm an extrovert. Extrovert. Dang, you caught me off guard. The E stands for extrovert. The N stands for. I don't forget. Let me ask my phone. ENFJ personality type. Extrovert, intuitive, feeling, and judging. Extrovert means I'm outgoing. We know that I'm outgoing.
Yes.
Right? Intuitive means I can sense things that are about to happen before they actually take place. That also deals with being an empath.
Sense that shit earlier then. You talking about you can sense shit.
What? You talking about Henry?
No, I ain't talking to say why you ain't shit.
I did, and you know I did. You know I was calling you, telling you. You ain't want to hear it. Period. Feeling is that's part of that empathy.
I like y'all relationship, man.
What? Because I called him. I told him.
Hey, man.
I just said, okay.
I say I can't call cuz and tell him. You say I call him and tell him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take the high road.
Yes, sir.
So when you say you're right, I don't believe in the genetic thing. You know how his daddy was. I can't stand that, right? Because it's an excuse. My baby mama used to say that, right? About Lil Montez. Like, well, you know how his family is. Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with how I told y'all to make him clean up his room, to make him take the trash out, to make him pull his pants up on his butt, to make him do his homework when he comes home.
You though, brother. I'm just broke down earlier about my niece and she playing both roles. So what do we say to that little boy?
No,
me and you gonna get on him.
The personality, huh?
Me and you gonna get on him. Ain't nobody there to check his personality. She's a man and a woman at the same time.
That's what actually took place with us when crack came, for real. women, any woman that had a
No,
child.
she's 32, 33 years old.
What-
Ain't
what I-
studying no crack. They
No,
might
what-
smoke weed.
This was the beginning though. This is the beginning when crack came.
Recycle behavior is what you're talking about.
It took us out.
Recycle
right?
behavior.
It took us out of the home where the woman had to be the mother and the father because we're gonna be dead and in penitentiary absent. So everything after that ended up repeating the same process, and that's why we are where we are right now. You take the crack game up out of there, we are more of a solid foundation. Crack came and took our souls. Crack had us
When we
climbing
first started
trees.
this, you said didn't nobody leave the plantation. We can start from there. I'm talking about right now. How you say Lil Earl and them daddy was, so I don't agree with that. I'm telling you right now, my niece is a father and a daddy, and that little nigga, my little nephew, don't have nobody standing over him to be on him. So we're going to have to get on him.
So we do that. So you do your part, because this is what I do. Period. I go into people's homes.
I want to be part
hold
of
on,
it too,
you guys are new. Hey, I go into people's homes.
She didn't call back because she have other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Picture your job. You're telling your job, you 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have to leave because so-and-so. Okay, well, we understand things happen. 3 weeks later or 2 months later, I have to leave because of so-and-so. These are ongoing things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I understand where he coming from. This shit, like, it's happening so much on the regular where it's in my home now. And this is my favorite niece. No disrespect to my other nieces. Love them to death.
Mm-hmm.
But this the one that called me out of nowhere and just say, hey, Uncle, I love you. I'm just checking on you. She don't ask. She, man, I'm talking
That's
about.
how you
She
need.
don't.
That's how
He
you
said
need.
it because he's standing. The only reason I ain't killed nobody, I ain't dead or back in jail because I got God, I got this person, I got this, I got that. Well, I'm learning something from him saying that because I had that. I don't look forward to it. But she will call and won't ask me for one red cent.
Yeah.
She just appreciate me, and I was thinking about you.
Is
But
she
you
a
talking
yeah?
about the little-
She's a yeah. She's a yeah.
yeah, she a yeah.
You talking
So when
about
I
the
said
little
yeah,
boy
they ain't
though,
always
right?
violent or this
For
or
sure,
that.
for
She's
sure.
a real yeah.
Yeah.
And I just happen to be thinking about her today. She didn't call me and with her problems. Like when I call her, she's like, dang, Unc, that's good juice, but I ain't gonna woo. But she telling me I gotta go pick his ass up. You get what I'm saying? These are realities, homie.
Yeah.
But
And that shit like touching home.
you talking about you ain't talking about the little girl. Though. We were talking about the little boy because the mother is being the mother and the father.
I only
to the
brought
little
that back
boy.
up because of what you were saying, and I'm trying to get you to tap back in and try to overstand that part because
You keep
she
going
really
somewhere
is.
else though. You started with the little boy. Like what
the
do
little
we do?
girl.
What do
Well,
we do?
I don't feel like it's my place to really put what he, like you say, in homes, in each and every home, a person can be sitting in the house all day because they're depressed on their own personal mental health situation. So it ain't on me to just say what my little nephew done been through or what he got going on.
it's called barrier
or what he
removal.
had. So for us, we'll get in and tap in, and then if it's okay, we'll talk about it.
Barrier
You
removal.
get what I'm saying? So for
Building a relationship with him.
I got it, but he. Yeah, okay, Uncle Jeff. I'm sleepy. I'm listening. But if I'm in his face, we falling out.
So I do
And
that.
he'll stand up and want to fight and this and that, but it ain't
I like
about
what
that
you're
now.
saying. I
We
like
gonna
what you're
tap
saying.
in and this shit. That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
like
part
But
of my job.
she didn't call back because she got other shit going on.
So I must call the
And life
grassroots.
don't stop.
I'm with
I
you.
must call the grassroots boots on the ground recruiter for individuals within the community. Because our biggest problem within the community is that we don't understand what resources are for free that we can
I
utilize.
go back to what I was saying who my big homie is. He go to them neighborhoods out there on the West Coast when them people get killed on and look them in the face. Well, you ain't really got to have a fish fry. You come over, I know y'all like the over here, but we really got it set up where you ain't got to pay for no fish fry. They going to pay for it. The government paying for this. They going to do this and that. Y'all going to have a proper burial. And it's okay because here go a counselor. Here goes somebody that's going to counsel you through your trauma. Like, this is what I'm around. And people don't see. They only see what they want to see that goes on in the ghetto when they smoking a blunt. It's easy for somebody with nothing, they ain't got nothing going on, to prejudge a person without knowing a person. And it's okay to change because I'm seeing it with my own eyes, not just in Ohio or Atlanta. I've traveled the world. I see different things. And this man done beat life sentences.
It's the ignorance of us within our communities not understanding the resources that are available. That's what keeps us in generational poverty, and that's what keeps us from financial freedom.
Do you think we could break it? Do you think we could break the cycle?
It's being
Hold on.
broke.
It's
It's
being
just
broke.
how much we gonna withhold it to keep it going.
Look. So when we begin, it's all dealing within the same realm, man. uncomfort, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding the resources that are available. When it comes to the little boy, right? You talking about the brother having a fish fry. That's Muhammad saying, mountain come to me. But I am Muhammad that goes to the mountain. All right? So Muhammad is the one that comes to your door. So your boy, from what you're saying, he has an event and he wants the people to come, right?
No, he pretty much worked. It ain't the same name as what you just left for him, but he's been invited to be able to work for certain things because they need him. He has power in his ghetto.
I'm with you. What I'm
saying?
The part I heard you say.
Meaning they're going to listen. When they see his face,
okay, boom.
48 laws of power.
How do you get to
Rule
that
number
point?
one.
How do you get to that point? Because our people are scared.
Well, he's set in jail. By
no,
himself.
I got the answer. It was rhetorical.
And I'm gonna let him kind of tap in and explain that. But murder, life sentence, not never coming home once time, and you gonna be in here. Well, to God be the glory, and he prays so much because it feels good to him to be able to have a conversation with me or with his community or with somebody, or be able to walk in somebody's ghetto and talk to them. Well, you know you're supposed to be in that ghetto. But he will go in that ghetto. You know what I'm saying? If he get pulled over, he gonna speak his piece. He not gonna fold and tuck his tail. He gonna look him in the eyes. You know, like it's tough streets here. It's tough streets everywhere. But we all know what goes on in L.A. That shit is for real. You know what I'm saying? And he stand on something.
When you do that, there's a reason why you go into the people. Because our people don't believe.
What do you do when somebody turn their back on you, though, Torrance?
Our people don't believe, right? They don't trust in us because the system comes and says, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you, we're going to do this for you, and they never show up. Because they come to give the people.
We in control to put the who in office, Torrance.
We come to give the people that we don't vote. We come to give the people the information. This is pragmatic. This is based on actual facts and events. You come to give the people the information, but they still won't come out to take advantage of the resources, which leaves them staying poor mentally as well as financially, right? But there's a key to it. The more you come knocking at those individuals' doors, you make them believe in you, and then the next thing after belief is love. You literally have to make the people fall in love with you. Like, you got to make them love you. You got to make them call you when things are wrong, no matter how small it is, how big it is. If it's a senior and the children are playing in the hallway and they won't stop playing in the hallway, you got to get up and come there. And you got to do that over 1,000 times. That's just one scenario. And then from there, now they believe in you because you really care. Oh, you know what? I think you love me too. So before you know it, the woman that was at the door that was kind of pausing for real, but you're a little handsome, so she's listening, and you talking that good talk. Okay. But now before you know it, the kids are starting to listen because you always at the door and you talking to them about school. Plus you see them walking up and down the street. And then before you know it, the homeboy for real that was kind of jealous of you, knocking at his door because he's insecure within himself. He know he ain't where he's supposed to be. He know he living with Slim and she's on Section 8 and he ain't paying for shit. So he's insecure in his own way. But now the homeboy see that you're sincere because you just brought 4 bikes on Christmas. You know what I mean? You brought book bags of school supplies, so on and so forth, which you're actually showing him what
that every year.
Which you're actually showing him what it looks like. This is where it comes into play. When you say, how do we get Shorty to listen? How do we get the 5,000 to listen versus the 100? It is a slow but a for sure process to make them believe in you and then to love you. Because if I don't believe you and I don't love you, man, you ain't really talking about shit. And we right back to that hearing shit. But I need you to listen to me what I'm talking about. And that takes time. And you still gonna lose people. You're gonna lose people through health reasons, through cancer. Some homeboys gonna get banged to their head because they still move forward what they want to do. You're gonna lose a lot of people, so you better be spiritually ready for that. Because I done lost over 20 clients. From health reasons, you name it. To the gunplay. I've lost them, they gone. Ain't nothing I can do about that. So you keep continuing to grind it out for the individuals that you can help. But while you're going through that process, you can't just be showing them resources. You can't just be getting them food. You can't just be taking them to doctor's appointments. You can't just be helping them to get their children signed up for school health-based clinics or what have you. You got to, while you're doing that process, It goes all the way back to we got to help them to understand that you are generationally sick. And we're finna point you to the right direction of financial freedom so you can begin to help yourself. Tie your own bootstraps up by way of the conservative way. I'm a Democrat, but I do believe in conservative points of view. Get down and tie up your motherfucking boots. It does, because this is America. And we're living in a system that was created. We built America, but it was built for white folks. For white folks. So we have to, no, I'm dead serious. We have to follow their systems. So when you say buy this, when you say buy that, we are in the system.
Do you think everybody lives for that system? Do you think like other?
Are you in America?
Do you think other immigrants?
Are you in America?
Do you think other immigrants live by that system?
Are you in America?
Hecky no.
Are you in America?
Because you're not living by that system before. There's other immigrants that have come
Are you
here.
talking about in America?
I'm talking here in America.
So you tell me you tell me who reached some type of financial freedom without getting their fucking credit scores together, without purchasing some type of motherfucking some type of place, without following
I'm gonna tell you. There you go.
Right
yes.
now in Florida, Torrance, the governor down there just stopped them. If they ain't got their paperwork, they don't want them to work no more.
Because they built their own system.
They making it where they don't want them. If you ain't got your shit together, if you ain't working over here,
indigenous people. Now, indigenous people are the only ones that have said we don't.
People. You think?
Give me an example.
I want to be politically correct. I'm gonna say Arabs when they come in with their stores. Arabs when they come in with their stores and things into the community. I don't think they worried about what the government's doing to them.
Wait, they start off with the government because they get 5 years. They get 5 years free tax abatement.
Yeah, but they don't have to really care about. They come in and take advantage of the game.
What you mean? The game is given to them. When they come, they don't have to pay taxes for 5 years.
Okay, let's go.
That's right into the system.
So let me ask you this, brother.
That's right into the system.
You don't think foreigners manipulate the system?
They don't have to manipulate it because they're favored. They're already given the tax breaks. The biggest break.
I'm asking you, brother. You have immigrants with no paperwork. My question to you: immigrants with no paperwork. Do you think that they manipulate our system, the land of the free?
Any system?
Yes or no?
Any system?
No, let him answer how he want to answer because
I'm just saying,
let him answer how he want
to
to
answer.
answer.
It's not a yes or no question. It's
It's
not.
Let him answer.
Because one more time, man.
Sometimes people be hearing but not listening.
No, blacks.
Immigrants look like us.
That ain't what I was about to say though.
I'm listening.
Blacks are the ones that have not been given any form of reparation. Any form. They could care less about us, right? Everybody else that comes here, they are being recruited to come here. Things are being adjusted.
You lost, homie.
Say it again?
You lost.
I'm lost.
Yes.
You really don't
look systematic like a system. You lost on the system.
I'm not. I know the system, so
that's
I'm
why you lost on it.
But see,
that's
how
how
can
you're
I
talking
be
about. You're talking about a fucking system.
It is the reality. We living in it. We living in a system. We're living in a capitalist country.
So it's red pill, blue pill, right?
Yep.
Red pill government, blue pill, or blue pill government, red pill fucking finding your own path. These immigrants and everybody else other than us, they done took the pill and they finding their own path, Torrance.
They can.
They
are.
Nothing is 100 over 100.
Look, nothing is ever 100 over 100. You tell me, nothing is ever 100 over 100. Mm-hmm. How many immigrants you know have made their way to wealth that is of a majority?
It's a lot.
Of a majority.
It's a lot. You got the Indians. You got the Indians coming in.
I'm asking again because he's answering it how he wants to because he caught up in the system. Does that fucking matter?
This is a conversation.
Are they paying taxes?
Does that fucking matters when they're here?
Does what?
They come over.
They paying taxes or got all the money, no money. They paying taxes. Do any of that matter when they're here?
They come over and they manipulate the system towards.
We all manipulate the system.
No, not us.
We don't.
Hell, fuck.
I didn't
tell you right now how I'm manipulating the system.
Hear me out. You're answering the question with a question. Y'all going back and forth. I'm simplifying things, and I'm not trying to take it where you're trying to take it.
Can you make it in America without following America's system?
There you go.
Can you become wealthy?
That's
yes.
what I'm asking. Thank you.
It's the land of the free, home of the brave.
Fucking Christ.
Is that what you're saying?
Go ahead.
Let me get some.
What?
I'm with you there.
Is that what you're saying? Can you make it in America without following the system?
We all know you can take chances and choices every day. I was just breaking down when you were just saying from your systematic system that you talking about, and I'm saying not just fucking Arabs, what Twan was saying, or Mexican, immigrant, whatever color.
You can come to America and make it.
And manipulate
and be
the system.
successful.
Whether you make it or not, you can come manipulate the system.
Manipulate the system, yes.
That's all I was just saying. Like,
because the system
you were trying to explain it another way, but now that you coming down to where I'm at, and you saying it make me look at things and
nothing is 100 over 100.
Like this that bottle can really be right here with us, fake loyal to us and all that. But
nothing is 100 over 100.
Ain't studying nothing.
Majority of us, we're gonna follow.
Ain't studying nothing about us because we wake up with a motherfucking motive and they own thing can be up under you and have their own motive.
Cults is an example. Cults follow their own way of living.
When you say cults, what you mean? A whole bunch of people or one person that was what was we going back to the youth now?
Let's go with David Koresh.
What was instilled in you?
Let's go with David Koresh.
That's all you know.
He took advantage.
If that's all you know, that's all you know.
Minds. David Koresh.
He created a system of his own where he didn't utilize America's system, right?
Yeah, but he took advantage. I mean, that's a good point. I'm listening. Go ahead.
So all I'm stating is, you have the Amish that don't drive cars. You have the Amish that do not use. They ain't even so-called not even using cell phones.
They living pretty peaceful.
That wasn't our point though, right?
I'm just saying.
So we're going. You about to divert.
I'm listening. It's
the same thing. Yeah. Why are we laughing? I'm dead serious. No. Because you said people come to America and can you be successful? But there is a small group of individuals compared to the whole vision of what America's about.
I just said, can you come to America and manipulate our system?
You can.
That's all I asked.
And I gave you examples.
How has
Twan said yes or no question, you answer it how you want to. But
how has being a part of American system helped us, brother? Helped us.
Me, personally?
How has been
I got to tell you how it helped me. So the President Barack Obama, he came up.
We talking to the people.
He came up with some. He came up with something called a loan forgiveness program, right? Because you like how did the
small piece? But I'm listening.
Is it a piece?
Small piece. Because that's a game. Because that's a game.
But if anything that I come up with, if you minimize it, if I'm giving you an answer, then I can't say nothing. Then
Taurus, this is what I'm talking about. American.
You said how? You just asked me a question. I was about to give you an answer, and you stopped me because you knew where I was going with it. And it was about to perfectly explain how I utilized the system to help me, a 13-time felon, to be able to go for an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree and then go for that for free. Where I don't even owe anything at this point where my credit score is jumped. So you asked, how have you been able to manipulate the system? I manipulated the new law that President Barack Obama came up with because we will all stay poor. In this room, it's a whole bunch of doors. And if we continue to think the same way, you won't even see that motherfucking door got cracked for you to get out of this room of poverty. So that door got cracked for me. And I was clear and mentally clear enough to be like, oh shit, I got 13 felonies. Ooh, so if I go work for a nonprofit organization for 120 months, you mean to tell me that my entire school debt will be abolished? When you got other motherfuckers that's going to school and they got 120, 60, 70, $150,000 worth of college debt, which even if they get a good job, gonna hold them back. I peeped something in the system. I walked through that motherfucking door and I manipulated it to the point where my motherfucking student debt is about to be absolved. And I got 13 felonies.
But Torrance, it's because of the system that you got 13 felonies.
It's not because
of the system that you got 13 felonies.
I got 13 felonies because I'm...
In my eyes, because listen to this.
Let me tell you about... I was abused.
Let me tell you...
And I took that violence out on the people.
Let me tell you about the system.
The system didn't give me 13
Let me tell you about the system, Torrance. The system told the black man that he could not fucking get the same job as the white man.
You shifted then.
No.
You said,
Torrance,
you got 13 felonies.
Can I say something?
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that.
Can I say something?
Man, I got 13 felonies.
Not you. Let me not say you. Let me not just say you.
Yeah.
Let me take you out the equation.
Yeah.
But it's because of the system that, back in the 60s, because of the system that they created.
It's called systemic racism.
Systemic racism. Black man, white man go for the same job. Black man ain't getting the job.
We understand.
So black man got to go out in the fucking world, and I never understood.